Alright, this is something I've been meaning to talk about for a long time, and that's this female nature stuff. Everybody wants to talk about what female nature is, what it isn't, how do we get here, how do we change it, how can we evade it, how can we circumvent it, how can we PUA ourselves around it. And quite frankly, this is the issue I have with those who talk about female nature. For starters, why are dudes talking about female nature? Yes, a lot of these dudes talk about it, claim that they have the most experience when it comes to women, and a lot of what they consider female nature is just a collection of their experiences and victories and failures when it comes to women. Okay, I can sort of understand that, but let's look at the definition according to these guys for starters. Female nature: conscious and subconscious things that females do in order to preserve themselves and their offspring. I think that is the most neutral definition that everyone from the Manosphere, red pill space, whatever, can agree to, right? But here is where I have to draw the line. Female nature, from what I have been told by these same individuals, I think a lot of it's being used as a way to excuse female sadism. So, why do you say that? Well, in the past, say 50 years, we've seen a shift in how a lot of American females behave. And not all. Some people want to say 90+% are like this, and oh, they aren't crap, and these women, and that sort of. Well, yeah, you got the whiners there who are just whining because they aren't getting with females. So I'm just going to say it right here. You got dudes who hop on panels every single chance they get, and the first thing they talk about is women. I was listening to a panel of one of my colleagues saying, one of these other no-name common hoppers, first thing he was talking about when I listened to it, and I only listened to it for about like 30 seconds, he said women so many times, it made me think of going MGTOW. Seriously, that's how bad it was. But female nature, as far as that's concerned, female nature is no more than what men and society allow it to be. That's what female nature really is. We'll talk about examples outside of this country in a bit. But as far as the current state of females, and why a lot of people are noticing how the average female in the United States and Western countries are less cooperative and feminine as ever, well, you have only yourselves to blame. And by yourselves, meaning the guys. The guys on both sides of the spectrum, meaning the left and the right. And let's look at the left first. You have the left side who, they don't say female nature, but a lot of these guys are just panders. These guys are panderers to the point in which they will march, they will protest, they will lobby, they will legislate, and even riot on behalf of certain women to do things that in reality are just seen as sadistic. Divorce, single motherhood, the carousel, and abortion. These things are things that a lot of men, particularly the soy boys on the left, have basically stood by the most extremist, misandrous feminists in order to push and have into law. And all of this for the chance, not even at this point, of scoring. I don't think these guys don't even care about that. Half of these guys, I even question which side of the fence they play on anyway. And these aren't the guys who are just out there. I'm not talking about you guys who actually have the balls to say you're I'm talking about the guys who pretend to like women, but they can't get women, and in order to get on the better side of women, they lobby on what they think women want. Yeah, you know, those kind of guys. As I said, the soy boy left is one of the two reasons why female nature, at least from the red pill perspective of it, has been allowed to run haywire to the point in which it seems as if most women are sadistic. And we have to look at it not just from the left, because yes, the soy boys play a part, but you also have those on the right. And by the right, I mean the Manosphere group. And what is this? Why are you playing the Manosphere? No? Well, you know what? The Manosphere red pill guys have their part regarding female nature. And these guys have defined female nature. So first of all, thank you for taking that effort in defining what female nature is. But the problem is that female nature, according to the definition, a lot of these Manosphere red pill guys, they have basically bent it, modified it, amended it, and redefined it to the point in which they're allowing females to get away with bad behavior. Listen to these guys and they will tell you that well, branch swinging and banging 5 guys while she's in a relationship with you just to assure that she has someone to go to bed to after she dumps you. Oh, that's female nature. That's swing branching, branch swinging. There you go, female nature. Yep. She is sleeping with your best friend in front of you while you just took a piss in the bathroom. Well, that's just female nature. Oh, don't worry about that. I'm just, she had her needs, and you weren't providing, so, that was female nature. I mean, yeah, you may last for 50 minutes in the sack, but she needs someone who lasts 54 minutes in the sack. But don't fear, I am under the tutelage of Dude Master Bro, the PUA coach, and I got this great seminar that's going to teach you the ways to deal with the sadistic female nature, and it's going to teach you all the strategies that you're going to need. Not that kind of strategy, not the real AMS strategies that are often. I'm talking about the PUA back to basics strategy, where you can convince girls who don't like you, who never did like you, and never will like you, to get with them. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? See, AMS isn't going to teach you that. He's going to teach you to be on your purpose and only do choosing signals and focus on your life and don't be a hound dog. That is not the PUA way. The PUA way is to go out there, to get shot 1,000 times, to wonder why these tactics aren't working, and to seek out PUA guys that will make you pay upwards of several $1,000s and doing several seminars and put you in the worst dating locations with the rudest females who make it a sport to curve you with harsh rejections. And it's a reason why they do it. It's a reason. It's female nature. I'm not buying it. I am done with buying that hostile behavior towards your fellow human being, that ridiculing your fellow human being, that embarrassing your fellow human being is female nature. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying that you doing the alpha rux beta buck strategy is female nature. I'm not buying it. I never bought it, but especially now I have to make it known. This is all a crock. This is all a shill. People who are selling you that female nature is just what it is. These are the guys on the right who, the Manosphere guys, the red pill guys, hate to say it, who are either in one or two positions. Either they're benefiting from it with the ample amount of dots that they're getting, or they're making money out of it. And the order of females being promoted to act as repugnant as possible towards their fellow men, someone or some people or a group of people are benefiting from it. We wouldn't have this if otherwise. I have to give a shout out to the likes of MLT and others who basically call out stuff like female nature, saying that this is due to the environment that we're in. Because female nature in countries that do not have this ample amount of feminism that has been allowed and created by the simp SJW soy boys on the left and the so-called alpha PUA dude bros on the right have allowed. This is the reason why you see a lot of females act this way in Western societies. They have been allowed to do so. Because if women were held to the same accountability as men, then we would all be better off. And we see it in countries, forget the third world countries where women have absolutely no power. I'm talking about the first world countries where women have the right to vote, the right to own property, and the right to deal with whoever they want, freedom of association. We have countries where feminism has not hit these places, and we see how a lot of these so-called female nature observations that we note here in the States and other Western super feminist societies are not visible. And we see the result. So a lot of this is just the environment, particularly the rig environment that all men are in. The third group of individuals who are benefiting from this are the women who are actually sadistic. There are a group of women who are benefiting off of a lot of men allowing them to get away with all sorts of shady behavior in which a competent and pragmatic society wouldn't allow them to. Before I close, I'll say this. To the women who don't get off on being sadists or treating men like garbage from the gate, do your best to counter these talking points and guys who are damage controlling and allowing such sadistic behavior to occur. Rise above that and prove to the world that you are sentient in thought and able to be accountable for your actions. Everyone else out there, always bet on X.